Greetings, everyone. This is Vacation 2019. So here's a little drone video from somewhere near Devil's Tower. You can't fly in the parks, so I stopped a few miles before we got there and shot a little bit of video. It's kind of gray that day, but there we are and saying hello. Okay, coming up um, in a couple of seconds here. This is the view out of my window every day, pretty much, where we stayed in Wapiti, Wyoming, which is about 20 miles west of Cody. Cody's the biggest town. This was at a little place with some cabins and a restaurant and a little bar that we stayed at for a few days. And we used this as a base of operations to go in and out of Yellowstone every day. So, like I said, this was the view outside my window when we got up every morning. Pretty spectacular. I apologize for the length of this video again. It's mostly pictures. There's just a few videos here. There's another one coming up in a second. It's mostly photographs. Yeah, that's the name of the place, the Trail Stop Motel, Meals, and Bar. They had little cabins. They were not bad. A little overpriced, but you know what? For the area that we were at, you can't argue with it. It was right there, and it was quite stunning. Yeah, now we're coming up to the photos in another half a minute here, and I'll try and explain each photo as they come about. Um, isn't that something else? It's just so beautiful, and the air is so clear and clean out there. It's absolutely amazing place. Of course, to go to the grocery store takes 2 hours just to get there. So that's the look outside of the window, the door of our cabin. This was coming into Wapiti the night we got there. Self-explanatory. That's the falls at the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. You can see the people on the edge. Yellowstone Lake. My lovely bride and I at Artist Point at the falls. This was called the Grand Prismatic Spring. That's Mammoth Hot Springs. That was just somewhere on the way out there. Dragon's Mouth Spring, and the next picture coming up, I mean, it sounded like there was a dragon inside there. Home, home, making this weird noise. That was right outside the Artist Paint Pots. This spot right here is called Lake Eleanor. I took pictures of that back in 2009, the last time I was out there, and I'm going to compare them. That's at Artist Paint Pots. That's just bubbling mud. I forget where that is, but beautiful picture. Yeah, there's some elk in a meadow, female elk. Again at the Grand Prismatic Spring. And again at the Grand Prismatic Spring. There's a couple of spots like that there. We saw hundreds and hundreds of buffalo bison, whatever you want to call them. That's a prairie dog. That bluebird was at what do you call it? Old Faithful. That was a log in at Devil's Tower, and that's Yellowstone Lake. Yep, got to stop the. Well, we'll just let it go. That's the Dragon's Mouth again. There's Old Faithful, and that's at the lake. That's what you see at the lake. All the steam stuff. Those are all thermal features. Yep, there's another view from the lake. The Grand Prismatic Spring again, which is actually quite an amazing area. This is at Artist Paint Pots. You're looking into clear water right there. There's the Grand Canyon Falls of Yellowstone again. I did it with some different exposures. There's another male elk. We didn't see any bears. That's a pronghorn. Uh, we didn't see any bears or wolves. There's the bison. There's a big boy. That's in the Badlands. That's in South Dakota. Bighorn sheep in the Badlands of South Dakota. More Badlands. Badlands again. This was near Ellis Air Force Base. That's an F-86 Sabre. That's an E4. It's you. I forget what they call it. It's impervious to EMPs. Yeah, I forget what that was. It was just neat looking. That is a B1. And that thing, when that thing took off, that thing was loud. I mean, extremely loud. That's a B-52. That's a static B-1 on the ground. Amazing aircraft. And the final picture is an AWACS that had taken off. There were two planes, that E4 and the AWACS, were doing touch and goes all day.